We're going to do a headshot day soon. We're going to get a lot of fun stuff done. What else? Oh, give it up for your director. Okay, Sunda Krimquist. She's not here tonight, but she'll be back soon. She's literally everywhere doing everything. But she is performing in New Jersey first week of April. I don't know if any of you guys in this room are going to be in New Jersey on April 3rd, April 6th. Let me pull up those days right now for you so you can know at home. Clap if you're going to be in New Jersey in a week. Nobody? Clap if you can believe that April's in a week. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. I can't believe that. I can't believe my phone's out on stage either. I know exactly what you guys are thinking. It is a Wacky Wednesday. That's why I'm wearing this shirt. I was like, what? How can I be wacky? No, it's because I don't do my laundry. But I also love this shirt. I do. It's like one of those shirts. It's like it's in the giveaway pile. It's not in the giveaway pile. It's a will they, won't they with the shirt. Welcome back. Welcome back. Only open mic and talent's gonna clap you in. We're gonna clap for you before you even say anything. Yeah, so I'm not gonna read any poems. That's gonna be for no. No, one time I tried to read a comedy poem. I think it said like it was like messy room muff. Like it was like bad. Like it got weird quick. I was like stuff muff. I was like it's like 3 lines. Like my notes are actually really, because I was saying like you guys, we have to get our set down, and then I do a different set every time, you know. But something that I miss, I used to work retail. I feel like people don't usually like I miss working retail. I miss the structure, you know. I miss the clock in, the clock out. I loved it, you know. I miss the extra 2 minutes I would get when the Wi-Fi wouldn't load, clock in, clock out, you know. Like I loved that, you know. It was everything to me. I got to practice crowd work for hours a day. You know, it was the best thing ever. This guy once, I thought he was going to ask me for my Instagram, and he left me a Yelp review. Like, I was so shocked every day at the Beverly Center. It was a beautiful experience, you know. It was like everybody I would talk to, I was like playing a game. Like, they would ask where something is, and I was like, I know, right? Everybody who works here sucks. Like, it's like, no, but I'm one of them. Like, I'm wearing an apron. People would ask me if I would work there. Like, as I'm wearing the apron with the name tag, this is like, how can I help you? And that one was a hard one, you know, to know that I have just one of those faces that people think, like, just like cosplays, you know, I work at in the mall. Like, I'm bored. Like, I'm paying them to let me work at the mall. Because I was a greeter. And that's, you know, really a vintage profession. You don't really see greeters much anymore that are human. It's sometimes just a voice you can't see. So that was hard. You know, knowing I could be replaced by, like, I was somewhat easily replaceable. It was fun though. I learned about psychology, you know, like when a guy would walk in, I would know he would either say, like sometimes they would walk in and just say, I'm not gay, like out of nowhere. Like, I swear, they would walk in and be like, I'm not gay. Where's the hand soap? And I'm like, dude, like you wash your hands, like, please, like this is the place to be. Like, stop it. Like, they would be like, do you have a bag that doesn't say Bath and Body Works on it? And I'm like, no. Like, here's a Nike bag for you, dude. We have some backos for the dudes. I can write like Bath and Bro Works, or I don't know. I could, if I had stayed, who knows where we could have gone, me and that company. One day they're gonna call me back and they're gonna be like, we need you. Because I put my 2 weeks in and I was like, unless you want me to stay. And they're like, we're so happy for you. When my manager met me and I told him I'd been there for a year, he was like, really? I was like, Alex, stop it. It's too much. First week at the first Bath and Body Works I worked at, they were like, you need to stop calling older women queen. Like, people are complaining. And I was like, queen, what? What are you talking about? I had a manager who would come up to me and she would just say, you're being a little nuts right now. You are being a little nuts right now. I'm going to need you to tone it down. If you need to go in the back for a minute. And I was like, whoa, she's this tall, but her hair was this big. And it was just so fun. Everybody talked shit about each other. Did you see how many lotions she bought? With the mic ring up for you? I thought she was poor. I was like, guys, chill. I thought she needed a ride to work. I was like, whoa. that same coworker who would talk about her financial problems tried to get me a bird, and I was like, I don't need this. I don't, and it's so expensive. Hello, we are doing this show right now. How are you? Welcome to LA School of Comedy. Are you gonna come up here and sing with me? No. You know that I'm at work. I'm working. This is my job. I know. It looks like fun, right? We are hard at work doing comedy right now. Do you want to bring up the first comedian with me? You want to come up here and say the first name? Come on. So LA School of Comedy is going to be having a kids class soon. Give it up for that. Yay. Say, clap your hands. Yeah, you can clap your hands. The first comedian. Can you say, welcome to the stage?
Welcome to the stage.
Jen.
Tyler!
Yay! Yeah, you can go now.
What's up, guys? Hey, show of hands from the men in the room. Do you know what leggings are? Yeah. You do? Everybody knows? These are leggings. Okay. Well, my husband didn't, so I'm just kind of taking a poll. Got James, you know? Yeah. All right, good. Then I'm going to keep it in the joke.
Yeah.
Please be careful with the cord.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you gotta. It's acting kind of weird.
Okay. Hey, guys, I'm Jen. I'm a mom. Any other mothers in the room? There you are. Yeah, it's the hardest job in the world when you're sober. Yeah, I know. I'm a mother of 3. I have a teenage girl and 2 boys. One's 12. One's my husband. And I don't know. I thought I would be a different mom than I am. You know, I thought I could do all those little things. No, I'm going to do that again. And one's 12. One's my husband. And it turns out I'm not the mom that I thought I would be. You know, I thought I would be the mom who could do all those perfect things, like joining the PTA, making perfect snacks. But shit. I'm going to do it again. Joining the PTA, making perfect snacks, getting dressed. But it's too much to be perfect all the time, you know? I'm like, oh, you've already sent out your Christmas cards and it's September? That's great. I still haven't gotten my son to change his underwear since since Saturday. So I got to lower the bar a little bit, you know? I'm more like the bare minimum mom, you know? I'm just doing my job. I'm not getting promoted, but I'm not getting fired.
Yeah.
Because full-time moms were just kind of like, oh my God, full-time moms. Full-time moms, we are just like office interns. Fuck, we're not getting paid. Oh my God, I am like having a freak out. We're not getting paid. No, I can do it. We're not getting paid. Our coworkers think we're annoying, and I don't know where I'm going with this. And don't even think about trying to fuck us. Thank you. So I have a preteen and a teen, and everybody gives teens a hard time, but I think preteens are a lot harder because, you know, when you're 11 and 12, your body's going through so many changes. You don't know what's going on. You know, it's kind of like a Marvel superhero who's just getting his superpower. You know what? I gotta reset. I don't know what I'm doing.
Start again.
All right.
You got 10 minutes, baby.
I did it really good last time, right? I know. It's the leggings.
He didn't know what they were. I just threw it off. It's on you.
Here we go. Okay, so do we have any mothers in the room?
Yeah!
Great. That's so good. It's the hardest job in the world when you're sober. I know. I'm a mother of 3. I have a 15-year-old daughter and 2 boys. One's 12. One's my husband. And it turns out I'm not the mother that I thought I'd be, you know? I thought I'd be the mom who could do all those perfect things, like joining the PTA, making healthy snacks, getting dressed. But it's just too much to be perfect all the time, you know? I mean, I don't know. It's too much for me to even remember. It's too hard to be perfect all the time.
Christmas cards?
I'm like, oh, you've already sent out your Christmas cards in September? That's great. My son hasn't changed his underwear. No, I haven't gotten my son to change his underwear since last Tuesday. So that's where we are. I'm bare minimum mom, teen, preteen. And then, so my teen daughter, she's 15. And right now I'm trying to teach her how to love herself, which is really hard because I don't know anything about that. But I did once take a parenting class, and the instructor told us to never criticize the way we look in front of our daughters. And I just thought that that was such a powerful idea that would leave me with nothing to talk about. I mean, that's all my friends and I do over text. Criticize ourselves. I need Botox. I hate my boobs. And those are just my guy friends. So my kids think they're cool. And I know that because they're always telling me how uncool I am. I'll come downstairs and they'll talk to me like they're Hollywood reporters on the red carpet. My daughter will be like, oh, coming over to us now, we have our mom. Hi. Wow. We've seen such a transformation from you in the last few years. Tell us, what's been your inspiration for giving up? And then my son will go, oh, we've got a question coming in off our live stream. This one's from @Mr. Tyler. He wants to know, will we be seeing you in anything other than leggings this year? So I hope everyone's having fun because now it's time for the trauma portion of my set. So 2 years ago, my son was in a near fatal car accident and he almost died. He's okay now. He's doing amazing. But ever since then, I have made it my mission to make his story all about me. I've had a really hard time getting over the accident, and I've been diagnosed with PTSD, which is something I thought only veterans experience, but apparently it affects over 13 million Starbucks employees every year. Just something to think about before you insist on spelling your name Haley with a Y. So that happened. PTSD affects everybody a little bit different. You know, like when I get triggered by something that reminds me of the accident, I will isolate myself from all my family and friends. So like if I hear an ambulance siren, I'm not going to army crawl underneath a table. But I'll book a girls' trip to Mexico and not invite anybody. Back when this first happened, I had no appetite. I couldn't eat anything. And at one point, I think my friends were genuinely concerned that I was becoming thinner than they were. LA is a great place if you're looking for self-help because we have every kind here, and I've tried most of them. There's meditation, therapy, pole dancing. My family always knows I'm going through a little something when I leave the house in 5-inch heels. My husband will be like, Jen, can you bring me home some wings this time? And I'm like, not unless you slip a 20 in my thong. It took me a lot longer to heal than people thought it would. You know, people have compassion for you, but at a certain point they do want to move on. But for the first 6 months, everybody was like, take as much time as you need. We are here for you. And after 2 years, they're like, can you just pretend to be happy? But I'm doing really well now. I have a therapist. She's so great. She can be really direct with me, but she can also be my biggest cheerleader. And sometimes we'll do these exercises and she'll be like, okay, Jen, repeat after me. Take your medication or your husband will leave you. Okay, thank you. What do I have left? Do I have time? Oh, no, that's it. I'm done with that. Do I have any more time? Can I redo the beginning?
2 more minutes.
2 more minutes? Woo! Okay, so do we have any mothers in the room? Yes! So many mothers. It's the hardest job in the world when you're sober. I know, I'm a mother of 3. I've got a teenage daughter and 2 boys. One's 12 and one's my husband. And it turns out I'm not the mom that I thought I would be, you know? I thought I would be the mom that would do all those perfect things, like joining the PTA, making healthy snacks, getting dressed. But, you know, it's too much to be perfect all of the time. I'm like, oh, you've already sent out your Christmas cards and it's September? That's great. I haven't gotten my son to change his underwear since Saturday. So I'm going to need to lower the bar a little bit. I'm more like the bare minimum mom, you know? Like, I'm just doing my job. I'm not going to get promoted, but I'm not getting fired. Because full-time moms were just like office interns, you know? We're not getting paid. Our coworkers think we're annoying and don't even think about trying to fuck us. Okay, that's good. Thank you.
That was easy.
Don't find me. Janelle Tyler. At Janelle Tyler. My show's on Friday at the Comedy Chateau, 7 p.m.
Give it up for Jen Tyler, everybody! I'm such a fan of Jen Tyler. That's why I'm always like, before there was another Jen, I would always be like, Jen Tyler. I don't know why. I just feel like I need to say that. Dude, that's what we're here to do, though, right? Because this is your time. Like, that was killer. That was fucking killer, dude. You're like, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to use my, like, hell yeah. Oh, I wanted to go over. Okay, so you're going to get the light at 2 minutes, and it's going to be back there. It's going to be the white light. It's a little bit, fades out a little bit, but it's there. And then if you see the red light, that means you're done. So I just wanted to go over that, and then please be gentle with this, because you know you need it. You know, this is how you can be able to listen. Let's be nice to it. And who is ready for our next comedian? Give it up for Bobby Effin Peterson.
Yeah. Fucking pants that fit, and then like after like a minute they just start sagging. I forgot to put on a belt. Okay, I'm Bobby fucking Peterson. Yeah, give it up for me. All right. So I'm just gonna start off. I guess I shouldn't have done this. A classic bit. People seem to love it. Plus, well, you'll see. All right, so I'm a word guy. Y'all fuck with words?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, me too. So let's. I wrote these book titles. Talk about perfectionists. All right. So we'll start with this one. It's conning friends and accumulating lovers. Transform your narcissism into a lucrative career as a prophet and secure your legacy through apotheosis. All right. This is the, this is its partner book. I get, Cult Recruiting and Team Building for Hobbyists. Okay. All right. Bringing arguments to knife fights. How being really smart can make you really stupid. All right. So this one is the Worldview Management Agency Directory. Finding the right people to monitor your beliefs is important. We make finding them unbelievably easy. This is basically like, are you looking for like the right political party or religion or hate group to tell you how to believe things? They're all in here. All right. Another one. We'll get this over with quickly, and then we'll move on to regular jokes. Ain't buffering around. When I'm away, the NPCs play. A self-aware solipsist considers the absurd. That's basically saying, like, I realize that when I close my eyes, you still exist. Okay. No one likes a sociopath. So this is a new one, premiering tonight. Is there someone trying to come in? Come on in.
Oh my goodness, you're so aware.
Oh, because she kept looking at the door. All right, screw it. This is a new one. Oh, okay, sweet. Hello.
Hi, Bobby.
Very colorful tonight. Oh, is that Barbie?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, right. So this is a new book I just wrote. It's called Fuck Money, Make Bitches, a DIY guide for sex doll fabrication using things you already own. Real dolls, real cheap. All right, that was... You weren't fans. All right, so... Oh, this isn't the crowd I'm used to. Too many women.
Bring it.
All right, so I've been testing some facial recognition technology and techniques. So like basically what I do is I get a bunch of people into a room and I turn on a black light and that lets me recognize who recently got a facial. Come on. Yeah, I just thought that up. I'm sorry. All right. I guess tonight is the night. I tend to only look in mirrors when I'm masturbating, so like, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this is how I look to most of you. I don't know. I'll skip that. Talking about people finding your notebooks and stuff, that freaks me the fuck out. Yeah, like I have tons of notebooks and they're full of things that if you don't know, yeah, I'm gonna get canceled. My mom found a note once, or a joke. It said, I like to tell people I might be a Satanist, and she got worried. It was a joke. I do like to tell people that, but it's like a fuck off evangelist spell. Yeah, okay, fine. Tonight's not okay. What's some other stuff I've been? Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's do some impressions.
Yeah.
All right. Gay Dracula. I want to suck your dick. All right. Dracula about to come. I'm going to ejaculate. Okay. Dracula getting in shape. You know, I like to work out, and I'm on a low blood sugar diet. I've been taking type Ozempic. You know, it's AIDS blood. Yeah. Not the grown crowd tonight that I'm used to. You've never... Yeah, this is all new faces, so if you don't know me, now you know me. I should have brought some of my better stuff.
No judgment.
Oh, thank you. Stop giving kids fish. Yeah, teach them. Teach them how to fish. All right. I mean, okay, so I don't know where I was going with that. It was just a note I had. I was thinking this thing the other day about how, like, okay, so we don't want to like enforce rules on people anymore. Everyone's got the right to, you know, homeless people, we can't put them away in jail. We can't do any of that. And it's like, I get it. Everyone should have the chance, but it's like saying we shouldn't pull that weed. It could learn to be a piece of grass. Does that make sense? Like 7 million people died from COVID to date. And I'm just saying, all the ones we saved, they're probably living on the streets right now. Yeah, it's a weird thing. Jesus Christ. You know. No, what's funny? Okay, so I was going to talk about like dating apps. It was just weird that there's a lot of ladies here, so I wasn't sure. But The only one I ever really tried, like I tried plenty of fish and shit. I couldn't do it. It's weird talking to people in person, so talking to them over an app is fucking impossible. I did join Adult Friend Finder. That's the only one I ever paid for. I met like 2 people, but I could never pull the trigger. Yeah, so I mean, on a regular dating app, there's no chance. These people wanted to fuck. Yeah, like, you want to come fuck me while my husband watches? Maybe, but like, this one chick, I was supposed to go meet her, but it's like, I don't know, it's kind of creepy, because like, I'm kind of a pervert, so like, this person's gonna definitely be a pervert. Yeah, I don't know, I got on it because my old someone I knew was on it. And he used to invite me over to hang out with him and his wife. And yeah. So I thought, okay, cool, I can do this. But I can't. It's not that easy. Like, I like to say I'm shy until the clothes come off. Like, I'm good with permission. Like, once we're naked, I'm okay. But up until that point, I'm just like a wreck. Like, what do I do? But once we're naked, it's fair game. But yeah, that's tonight was a fun little trip. All right, I'm Bobby fucking Peterson at Bobby fucking Peterson on Instagram, and good night.
Yeah, Bobby.
Give it up for Bobby F. and Peterson, everybody. The funniest thing is that I've been on so many dates with so many Bobbies from Bumble. Does that make sense? Like those dating apps, man. People are crazy, but that's like fun, right? I mean, I feel like LinkedIn is just as crazy as Tinder. No, I'm not right. I don't know. Connections are crazy. I think Bumble just got rid of if you're a girl, you get to message first. They just got rid of it. I think they were like sued. What I like to do is say like I think, and then like a totally huge thing. Like I think that like that one app that was based on that one thing, totally not the thing anymore. Sorry,
Disclaimer.
would you pass me that notebook that's right next to that water bottle that's next to that lip gloss next to that empty water bottle? Thank you so much. Don't look through my phone. Okay. Wow. Who's feeling like Wacky? Like, this is great. Like, I'm glad to see you. Like, you should. This is what. If you think there's a dearth of women in comedy, think again. Because it's good tonight. Like, that's beautiful. We're used to it. We've heard it all, right? You ever have to say to a guy, I said to a guy recently, I was like, he was making all these sex jokes. I was like, I don't take work home with me. I was like, I do this. I can't. For free? I'll do everything else, but listen to your jokes for free? No. But I'm here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I am so excited to see the comedy of Jennifer Brandt. Please come to the stage. Welcome.
That's what it's all about.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's see.
Oh my gosh. Hi guys. I'm Jennifer. I'm married. I have 3 beautiful sons, and thank you. I have not sat on a dry toilet seat in decades. Yeah. My 16-year-old son got his driver's license last week. How am I old enough to have a designated driver? He told me the other day that some of his friends think I'm hot. Oh my God. I was like, oh my God. Was it Blake? It's crazy. Speaking about apps, teenagers are basically already online dating right now. I mean, basically that's what they do with Snapchat. And it's crazy. Like, I didn't try online dating until I was 34, divorced, and a desperate single mom. Right? So he'll always be like, Mom, what do I do? What do I say? And I'm like, well, definitely don't tell them you have a kid. Don't. He gets annoyed because we won't let him have girls up in his room with the door closed. So he's always like, well, how am I supposed to hook up? What am I supposed to do? I'm like, I don't know. Do what your stepdad and I do. Go sit on the couch, stare at your phone, and remember what life was like before people in the house tried to cock block you. Figure it out. But I think kids, teenagers these days are not as creative as we were when we were kids because they don't have to take the same classes that we had to take when we were kids, like home economics and woodworking. Yeah. I took woodworking for the sole purpose of being able to build a ladder so Nick Phillips could climb in and out of my window every night. And now I use it for Blake. We were told recently that my 6-year-old son exhibited some signs of being on the autism spectrum, and when he had the evaluation, apparently he didn't ask the psychiatrist any questions about her. He just talked all about himself. I was like, autistic? Are you sure he's not just a guy? Initially, I was very taken aback and defensive over the diagnosis. But then people told me that he could get accommodations. Pre-board planes. He's autistic. He's very autistic. I've always said it. Always said it. Anyone here like to look at old photos of themselves to torture themselves about how great they used to look? Yes, I know. Yes. For me, it's photos of my first marriage because I want to tell you, you are never in better shape than when you are rounding the corner for divorce. Yeah, I was at my mom's house the other day. She pulled out an old wedding album and she's like, look at this photo. You were so unhappy. My arms were so skinny, though. My God, I'd do anything to be that unhappy again. Yeah, a lot of women are going for the long and lean look, which I've achieved with my boobs. Thank you. Yeah, I've struggled with body image and disordered eating my whole life, and honestly, it's just getting worse as I get older, and my memory is not quite as sharp. As now I binge and I forget to throw up. And I used to be able to work out and see a change. I would in my 20s and 30s. I could do sit-ups and squats and get instant results. Now I do sit-ups and squats and get instant pee down my leg. And PSA, young ladies, do your Kegels. Work out your vagina. Or it's LA, have your trainer do it for you. It's hard to be body positive when you weren't raised that way. I went to New York University in the 1990s where I double majored in acting and anorexia. Yeah, when I graduated, I had a top-notch theater degree, and I couldn't get a part because casting directors would say to me, you're just not skinny enough to be the leading lady. You're not fat enough to be the fat friend next door, but you are perfect enough to sexually harass. Yeah. I think social media gets all the blame, for women being image obsessed, but I don't blame Instagram. I blame the person who invented the mirror. Okay, is that the same person that invented the scale and the term just relax? Seriously, why is it that I never look worse than I do in my car rear view mirror? Like, it's the only place that a 7-inch hair appears from my chin out of nowhere. What the fuck? The mirror should say, objects may appear closer and more masculine. Never worse. I have a lot of anxiety. I do. And, I'm constantly telling my husband that there are things I need to do to cope with my anxiety. But apparently not everyone understands the importance of a $3,500 emotional support purse. I'm a very insecure person, and I walk around feeling judged most of the time, and it's gotten so bad I feel like let's start that again. I'm anxious and Instagram, really fun. I'm a very insecure person and I constantly feel judged. It's gotten so bad that I feel like my new electric toothbrush is judging me. Like it gives you emojis depending on how well or how long you're brushing. So I went and I did it and I pulled it out and it was like, and I was like, I know that look. Was it programmed by my Jewish mother? So I went back and I brushed and it gave me a smiley face. All this to say is that I feel bad. I've been giving my husband a hard time. 2 minutes is a very long time. Speaking of time, how much time do I have?
You have 3.
Great. Woo! Thanks so much. Let's try this. It's hard to be It's hard to be body positive when you were raised that way. You know, I went to New York University in the 1990s where I double majored in acting and anorexia. You can totally feel free to laugh again. It's fine. Just fake it. Yeah. When I graduated college, I had a top-notch theater degree, and I couldn't get a part. And casting directors used to say, I was not skinny enough to be the lead. I wasn't fat enough to be the fat friend next door. But I was, no, you know what? Fuck it. I'm reading this because I want to get this right.
Read it.
I don't have my glasses. Fat friends. When I graduated college, I had a top-notch theater degree, but couldn't get a part. The casting director said I wasn't skinny enough to be the lead, not fat enough to be the fat friend next door, but just the right size to be sexually harassed. That's it. Thank you. I feel like social media gets all the blame for making women image obsessed, but I don't blame Instagram. I blame the mirror. They must have also invented the scale and the term. Should we nix this joke? I feel like social media gets all the blame, you know, but I don't blame Instagram. I feel like social media gets all the blame for making women image obsessed, but I don't blame Instagram. I blame the person that invented the mirror. Are they the same person that invented the scale and the term just relax? Like, why is the rear view mirror on my car the place that I never look, no. I never look worse than I do in my rear view mirror the rear view mirror of my car. Why is that the only place that I will see a 7-inch hair from my chin out of nowhere? Like the sign should say, objects may appear closer and more masculine. That is my time. Thank you so much. Come to the show at the Comedy Chateau Come to the Comedy Chateau at 7 p.m. on Friday night. Tickets are free. What? Oh, and I'm on Instagram at Jennifer_Brandt.
All right, Jennifer_Brandt. Yeah.
Give it up for Jennifer_Brandt. I love it. I love people will do that every once in a while when you call somebody their Instagram. It's like so cute. I don't know. I genuinely feel that way. I'm like, it's like a nickname. Yeah. Is that sad? Did that show how much I'm on? So Sherry, get your butt up here. I missed you. Give it up for the comedy of Sherry Burnham.
I won't twist because I feel like it takes forever. Get that back down here. All right. I grew up with an abusive dad, just keeping things light. And when I say abusive, I mean mainly emotionally, but sometimes you get lucky. There's a small upside to growing up in constant fear of your father. You're always trying to achieve things, you know, in order to win his love, which made me super successful at everything I've tried in life. Business, athletics, anal. The truth is, behind every successful or famous person, there's a dad who's really disappointed in them. Yeah. I bet even Jeffrey Dahmer's dad is like, Jeff, what the fuck are you eating? I've told you, Jeff, you gotta fuck it before you eat it. Something like that. I told you, Jeff, you gotta fuck them before you eat them. Keep that tag or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember the one time my mom stood up for me. I was 7. My dad's spanking me with his belt for stealing a cookie from the pantry. And my mom's like, Bob, stop it. Not your good belt. Yeah. So I never understood why my mother never left my father. I was very judgmental. So when it came time for me to go out and meet someone, I took what I saw in that marriage and I used it as a blueprint to find my own shitty husband. But glad to report that, unlike my mom, 20 years and 4 kids into my emotionally abusive marriage, I finally got out. Yeah, and by that I mean he left me. And then I took him back. Because I wanted to take back control and be the one to end it. And so I did, 11 years later. I packed up my minivan, backed up my driveway. I can't believe it took me 11 years. But then again, we lived on a very busy street. Yeah. I put so much effort into trying to save my marriage. I really tried. I feel like I deserve at least one of those shirts that says, I tried to save my marriage and all I got were these 4 stupid kids. When you're not married to the right person, there are little signs. You're probably not married, right? Just telling you. There's little signs. Like every anniversary, I'd be crying in the Hallmark aisle because I couldn't find a single card that felt like an honest reflection of our relationship. But eventually I found one. I found a card that said, thank you for all your hard work, but we're going to have to let you go. Now that I'm getting divorced, it's so hard not to shit talk their dad. So I wait for my kids to bring him up. My son will be like, it's Dad's birthday, he's having a small party. I'm like, he also has a small dick. Bam. Now that I'm getting older and I'm single, I've been thinking about my future. And it's scary to think that if you end up with dementia, you're probably only going to remember the things you say over and over again. I just imagine in my 90s, someone will visit and I'll be like, so lovely of you to visit. I do anal. It feels pretty lame when you're a grown woman, but still afraid of your frail elderly dad. But being chased by a man in a wheelchair is terrifying, especially if you're going downhill. But did you know, if you just step to the left, bye, Dad! When your parents get older and start losing it mentally, it can happen like that. So you've got to stay vigilant and, notice anything out of the ordinary. You're back with us, right? He's yawning. Just because, yeah. Because from the previous sets or something. No shade on anyone. But you got to stay vigilant and notice anything out of the ordinary. So my dad's like, Sherry, I'm really proud of you. And I was like, somebody call 911. At the hospital, the doctor was like, your father's brain fog is due to too much calcium. Calcium? If I'd known calcium could have killed him, I wouldn't have bought all this fentanyl. One thing I do have to give my dad credit for is he was consistent. He was an asshole even on his deathbed. He actually threw my mom out of his room. The man's on oxygen. He's like, my mom sets her first limit in 60 years. She's like, I'll go, Bob, but not that way, because that's a window with a 6-story drop. Oh my God. I realized that the cool thing about being a mom is that you can stand up for your kids in ways you could never stand up for yourself. My dad raised a hand to my son during the Passover Seder meal when he was 7 for dropping the matzah. I was like, you will never hit him, and you will never scare him, and you will never call him Fat Sherry. Silence at the Seder until my youngest just continues reading the Passover 4 questions. He's like, why is this night different from all other nights? The answer, if you don't speak Hebrew, that means because tonight mommy grew a pair. Yeah. Even though I felt such animosity towards my dad, I still loved him. And you never know how you're going to really react until you get that phone call. I was doing a comedy show. My sister calls and she's like, Dad, stop breathing. He's dying. We're here. I'm like, oh, I just finished my set, so I'll stay and support my friends. Support your friends. I'm Sherry Bright. Okay. But I'm not stepping off the stage because I just want to ask a couple questions. I'm not messing with this. It's just in and out on its own. Okay. So that joke about... that was me backing up on my set. It feels lame when you're a grown woman and still afraid of your frail elderly dad, but being chased by a man in a wheelchair is terrifying, especially if you're going downhill. Questions on the act out. But you know, if you just step to the left, bye, Dad! Is that realistic? Is it like a fast enough head thing, or?
When you originally did it, it worked the first time you did it.
Okay.
You said
You sold it.
Yeah.
Sold it. Cool,
See
cool.
your dad.
What?
I kind of want to see your dad like going down the hill. Just like something.
Bye, Dad! And he's like that?
Just his voice, like it's. I hear you throughout the set. I love that. I just wanted to like get contrast.
Never my favorite child.
Something.
Cool pitch. Another question is the Passover thing. I put it near the end, but it doesn't matter why. The question is, does it disconnect when I'm talking about my dad being old and dying, and then I'm like, the cool thing about being a mom is you can stand up for your kids. When my son was 7, is that like a weird mental disconnect to go backwards in time? Or it works fine?
It worked.
Okay. What other questions do I have? Oh, all right. And I already asked about that. I've told you, Jeff, you got to fuck them before you eat them. Works. Doesn't water down. Ladies?
It was funny. I liked it tonight.
Okay. All right. So I'm on Bumble. How many minutes do I have left?
You have 2 now.
I'm on Bumble. And there's no Bumble Bobby, but I got a Bumble Brad and a Bumble Brian. And Bumble Brad is a comedian. I'm like, And so we're sitting outside of Pete's, and we're talking about comedy, of course. He's been in it way longer than I have, and even though I'm old, I'm like a newbie. And I'm like, well, you know, tell me one of, I can't remember how I can, because I can't tell you that joke here, because it wouldn't work, and there's no darkness and drunk people. I'm like, we got to have some lines that are really great. And he's like, I do. And he gives me one, and I'm like, I mean, I wouldn't fake an orgasm, but I fake the laugh. And then I gave him mine, like the Dahmer line, and he's like hysterical. And he gives me another one. It's like even worse, you know. I don't see a lot of future with this guy. I am not going to be in New Jersey when our fearless leader, who I was never here when I'm here, alleged leader, is going to be there. But I am traveling for the first time for my comedy. I almost once did an open mic at a Chinese restaurant in San Francisco, but that fell through. But now I am going to Brooklyn, and I will be doing a show in Brooklyn on the 28th and 29th. It sounds so great, but the deal is that me and a bunch of other, like, West LA comedian women are all flying out to Brooklyn and doing a show. One of them is like producer type, and her relative owns a club, whatever. But we're all going out to put on the show as if we've been asked, to travel for our comedy. So I'm bi-coastal pretty much. That's me. Sherry_Bright 2. Oh, anyone have any pitches, anything about the set other than yours, which I so appreciate? All right. You can DM me. I'm just throwing out that term because I just learned Instagram.
Woo! Give it up for Sherry Bright,
Everybody!
Sherry.
Let's go.
Dude, me and Sherry, man. Me and Sherry versus Bumble. Like, we could take on the app.
First, we'll start by.
But no chuckle fucking Sherry. Come on! First rule! You gotta learn it. We gotta learn it some way, right? We might as well swipe and find it. Open mics hard. Don't try to pick people up at the open mic. But I mean, it's like we're family, but not like that. Who's ready for our next comedian? Jeff Cohn, it's good to see you. Give me some comedy.
It's Kane, but I like, but my A's I oftentimes write and then they look like O's, so But, you know, cone, whatever. It doesn't matter. How we doing, you guys? Awesome. Yeah, good. Let's see. What do I want to talk to you guys about? You guys ever meet a couple and you get, like, really close with them, and then they break up? And then anytime they find out you're hanging out with the other one, they get all butthurt? Fucking parents. So my parents divorced when I was 3. My dad still gets pissed anytime he finds out I'm hanging out with my mom. He'll be like, why are you going to go hang out with that bitch? Are you kidding me? I'm like, that's my mother. I love that bitch. Don't talk to her like that. Now, growing up, my dad, it's funny, we have similar type style dads. He was a very manly man, so we couldn't hug him to show affection. We could only punch him in the arm. I think he was worried, though, that, like, if we, like, hugged too much, we might fall in love. But then, like, 15 years later, he had a heart attack. But after that, he started to hug us. You know, that's all it took, some cardiac arrest. And then 5 years after that, he had another heart attack. But after that one, he started to tell us that he loved us. So we're making progress here. Like, if a man tells me he's proud of me, it's going to kill him. But I'll never forget, because, like, his doctor pulled me aside one time, and he was like, look, Jeff, you got to get your dad to change his eating habits, or else he's going to have a third heart attack. He goes, and that's when things are going to get really, really gay. So now we're into butt stuff. All right, we'll stop talking about my parents. Let's talk about me. So, yeah, I moved here from Maui for a girl. Yeah, I know. So not only am I romantic, I'm also a fucking idiot. It did not work out. It's all right. I've been dating. I dated a vegetarian recently, and I wanted to, like, impress her, so I took her out to a sushi bar. I researched it ahead of time. They were known for having, like, a lot of vegetarian options, but the vegetarian options were half the price. My guy's in here. I'm getting credit for taking her to a nice fancy place, but I don't have to spend as much. Ladies, you don't seem as on board with this. Imagine you were going to take a guy out and, you know, to a nice place, and he was like, hey, just to let you know, I can only eat from the kids menu. You'd be like, fuck yeah, mama's got you, you know, like, get all the chicky fingers you want. So that's what I told her. I was like, hey, you can get whatever you want. And she was like, all right, baller. And so the waitress comes up and she's like, what can I get you guys? And she goes, I'll have the omakase. And the waitress kind of looked at me because I told her ahead of time she was vegetarian. And I was like, you know, don't worry, I got this. You know, guys are good at explaining things to women. So I tell her, I'm like, hey, just to let you know, omakase means is that, like, the chef is going to choose all the ingredients. She goes, oh, great. And I was like, but also that means it's, like, all going to be fish. She goes, oh, great. I was like, great. What are we talking about here? Like, because I didn't know you could call yourself a vegetarian and still eat fish. Did you guys know that?
No.
There's a word for it. It's called being a liar. Yes, yeah. She's a con artist, and she fucking conned me. And no, this plan backfired pretty hard. Yeah. So then the waitress was like, "Well, is there anything you guys can't eat?" She goes, "Yeah, I can't have octopus." She goes, "No problem. Do you want tuna instead?" She was like, sure. She goes, do you want the regular tuna or do you want the Toro? She did that little fucking thing with her hand. And the girl looked at me kind of like, she said, Mom, I can get whatever we want. Let's go Toro. And I was like, fuck, this plan is so backfiring on me right now. At this point, I'm like, are these two in cahoots? Did they somehow, like, inception me to bring her here? Yeah, so this did not work out well. Afterwards, she told me, she was like, hey, just to let you know, it's not that I'm allergic to octopus. I just don't like to eat it because it's a very intelligent creature. And I was like, oh, totally gotcha, you know. Meanwhile, I'm like trying to Google how smart's a bluefin tuna. Because I want to like drop it naturally in conversation. I want to be like, I'm pretty sure all this fish that you're about to eat are intelligent, you know. I'm pretty sure you should eat the imitation crab. He's a fucking idiot. Yeah, so I learned a very valuable lesson, and that is, you know, just because you're a vegetarian doesn't mean you can't eat fish. This girl, you know, she could eat fish. The only fish she couldn't eat was cheap fish, and I learned that $300 later. So, yeah, I deserved it though. we were talking about dating. This is like a story that I haven't said in a long time. I said it last time I was here, and I don't love it. We're going to go through it, I guess. So I moved here for the girl from Maui, and then we ended up breaking it off. I broke up with her, for the record. But like, and I was like, should I move back I'm originally from Virginia. Should I move back there? Should I go back to Maui? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay in LA. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see what it's like here. I'm probably never going to move here. And so I was like, I'm going to go be my best self. That means you're delusional, right? Whenever someone says that, they're going through something. So, but people warned me. They're like, hey, dating in LA is going to be weird. I was like, I'm not going to let these haters fucking bother me. I'm going to go out there. Fuck it. So, first date I get was with a director. She had directed a movie on Netflix. I know this because I read about it on her Bumble profile. So it's probably pretty famous. But like, we agreed to get food and drinks the next night, and then later she texted me and she goes, hey, instead of going out, would you rather just come over to my place? And I was like, all right, like that's pretty good, right? You're meeting someone for the first time on Tinder, like that means she's willing to consider, like that I might murder her. And she's okay with it. She trusts me, Because it doesn't go, the risk goes both ways, but like, I think we'd know, like, it's normally the guys that are doing all the murdering. You know what I mean? This guy knows what I mean. I'm sorry, you were just here, No, but, yeah, so I'm like, yeah, okay, this sounds good. But then she texts me later and she's like, but no sex, kind of like, don't get the wrong idea. And I was like, okay. Because I did get the wrong idea. Yeah, so the next day I was driving over there and I stopped. I got some food and some drinks and some condoms. Just like I heard her ask. You got to be prepared. Although I never have sex whenever I'm prepared. It's like, or like that, a girl never wants to have sex with me when I am prepared. It's like my plan to get laid should be don't bring condoms. But I was like, I'm going to be, smart, I guess, and so I brought them. And we were like hanging out. First thing I noticed, she's wearing like a really tiny shirt, really big boobs. So like already I can tell we like similar things. We're probably going to get along. So we're like 5 minutes into it and she's like, you want to watch a movie? It's like 5:30 or something. It's still light out. And I was like, whatever, we sit down, we watch a movie. I'm like, I kind of get the idea where this is going. And really soon into the movie, she leans her head on my shoulder, and I'll never forget what she goes. She goes, Jeff. She batted her eyes, and she was like, can I borrow $600? It fucking hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, I swear, my vision was like blurry, and all I could hear were the voices of people being like, LA dating is gonna be weird. Yeah, so that was my welcome to LA. That was not good. But the next day I was thinking about it, I was like, should I report her? Like, if this was Tinder, I could understand, but this was Bumble. I expect more of you, right? So I did. I wrote up like a lengthy explanation or description of what happened, and I posted it on Rotten Tomatoes, along with thumbs down on Netflix. Yeah. All right. Strong finish. What do I want to tell you guys? LA is the first place I lived in an apartment. The thing I don't like about an apartment is that like you don't have any privacy. Like I can hear my neighbors up just all hours of the night just complaining about how loud I'm masturbating. It's pretty distracting. Hard to finish. But I pull through. Don't worry. I was in a bar the other night, and this girl came up to me, and she pinched me, and I turned around. She was really hot. She goes, oh, my God. I'm so sorry. I thought you were somebody else. And I was like, it's okay. I am somebody else. No one likes this? Fuck. All right, well, She didn't hear me, because when I said it, it was like 4 hours later, she had left the bar. Fine. I don't like you guys either. All right, we'll leave you one last one. When it comes to women, there's two types of guys. There's guys who like tits, and there's guys who like ass, but I feel like we're neglecting one of the most important parts. Starts with a P, ends with a Y. Say it with me, my man. Her personality. Whoa, come on, there's ladies in here. Let's, all right, my name is Jeff Kane. Thanks so much, guys. You can find me on J. Kane Comedy. Give it up for your host.
All right, Sam. Give it up for Jeff Kane, everybody.
That was crazy. One time I was again at a frat party, and you know when the party's ending, and I don't know the last time you guys were at a party, but and then the guys get up and they're like, "Shut the fuck up!" Like they get so mad, like they like didn't fucking throw the party. They're like, "Shut the everybody!" And I was like, "This is not the way to do it." And I was in my shaved head era. Oh my god, it was so good to meet you, Jennifer Brand. Please come back, seriously. No, dude, real. But basically, I'm at the frat party, and I was like, I have an idea. And I stood up, and I was like, everybody say, shh, if your pussy's wet. And the whole room said, shh. And it was like genius. Just when you guys said that together, it just reminded me of that. Anyways, who's ready? We got 2 comics left, so Rouge, come to the stage.
I know. That was a crazy intro.
You're good.
I'm still confused. Pussy wet?
I was like, everybody say, shh, if your pussy's wet. And then everybody said, shh.
It's a weird party.
I wasn't in the frat. They didn't want me there.
There you go. A women's night. I love it. This is a good supportive mic. I've never. You could have the best. You could have the worst night. You could probably like do some crazy shit, and I feel like you would be like, you know what, that was great. I appreciate. You know, we're working out. We're all working through some shit. I appreciate it. That's some good mom vibes up in here. It was good. It was good. Appreciate it. Okay. Getting quiet. Okay, one of the things that I have to work on is being comfortable with the silence, and that's always a hard one. Okay. Yes, this will be the awkward mic because I am the awkward comic. It's good. I am very, very, I love hugs, and like, I'm very affectionate. I'm a very huggy I'm half Persian, and that Persian side of me, everybody loves hugs and affection on my side, except for my brother. My brother hates hugs. He keeps me at arm's distance. He's like, get away from me, don't touch me. It's not, it's just like, he's just not a touchy-feely person. I'm like, I don't know how Persian you are. This is not in the DNA. This is not how it works. And so, like, I've had to learn how to respect his boundaries. It's been hard for me. And just the other night, he calls me at, like, 1 o'clock in the morning, and he's like, bro, I'm, like, so fucked up. Like, can you come and, like, pick me up? I'm like, oh, my God, yeah, man. Like, of course I'll pick you up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here for you. And he says, and then I check his location, and he's, like, an hour away. And like a 10-minute Uber ride from my parents' place. So I'm like, hey, like, can you Uber there? Like, I can I be with you in spirit? Is that how this can work? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love you. And he's like, sure. And then he hangs up, calls me back. He's like, bro, like, I like really need you. Can you come and pick me up? And then he says 2 things I've never heard him say in his entire life. It's like, I don't say this enough, but like, I love you. And like, I really need you. And I'm like, I will be there as fast as possible because I'm desperate for his affection. It's just me. And so I'm hauling. I'm on the highway. I'm getting there as fast as humanly possible. He calls me and he's like, bro, like, can you like come faster? And I'm like, you know, I'm on the highway as fast as I can. You know, it's like hour, now it's 50 minutes. He's like, bro, like, can you come faster? I'm like, I'm hauling, bro. I'm doing it. And he's going through a lot. Like, he had like so much alcohol, and he's just like didn't have a good time. He had some crazy alcohol or something like that. So he's like, bro, can you just talk to me? And I'm like, sure, man. Like, I'm asking him questions. He's like, no, I just want to hear your voice for the next hour. And I'm like, oh my God. Talking to a person who doesn't talk to you back for an hour? I've been preparing this for like forever. This is my stand-up career. Nobody talks back to me. This is amazing. And so for an hour, I'm just like asking, you know, I'm just shooting all my jokes that he never listens to, and he's dying, more like literally dying. But like, you know, I'll take what I can get. And like I finally get to his spot, and he's like his friends are passed out, he's passed out. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning now. They all get into my car, and he gets in the car, and he's out of it. He's like, oh my god, bro, like thanks for getting me, I love you. Like things that I've never heard him say in his entire life. And he's like, can I hold your hand? I'm like, what do you want me to? Yeah, of course. You know, I like hold his hand, and he's like, and like, we're on the highway. He's like, can I kiss you? I'm like, bro, I'm driving. I can't do this right now. And I'm like, and he's like, no, I need to kiss you. And I'm like, bro, like later. And then he's like, takes his hand out, spits on it, and then he wipes it on my face. And the entire time, his friends are like, ew, this is disgusting. But like I was like, this is the closest that I've gotten to a kiss from him. So I'm like, it's kind of nice. And so we're on the road. We get back home, and I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. And he's like, oh, bro, I'm so sorry. Like, I never want to do this again. And like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, you know, he hugged me, he kissed me. Like he said it like, I love you. I'm like, we're doing this again. This is happening. I'm like, what was the alcohol that you got? We're getting that. We're gonna do this like next weekend. This is happening. Because like I'm desperate for love and affection. It's just like I've just love, and like, you know, it's a weird thing to say as a man. Like not many people are like, oh my god, like I love and affection. People stare at me and they're like, you're a weirdo. I'm like, but I am a weirdo because I just love it. And so, you know, we get home. Like he books it upstairs. I get everything from the car, and like I'm tired. I get to my room, and like I like turn on the lights, and there he is in my bed. He's like, can we just like sleep next to each other for the night? I'm like, this is what I've wanted for my entire life. This is amazing. Just like not that we're gonna, you know, I just wanted to like, it's just nice to be next to him. And so like and that's just the way that the Persians are, you know, in the family, we're the clan, we're like, everybody's next to each other, like everybody sleeps like on the floor next to each other. It's just great. And so I'm like, oh my god, this is great. And then he goes to bed, we go to bed, and in the morning, like I'm like still sleeping, and he like gets up and he's like, thanks man for taking care of me, and he's like, he leaves. Like, no hug? It's just like back to it. Something about him, and like whenever he's on his most vulnerable, he kind of goes back to a kid, and he just like, you know, that same like relationship that we had as a kid. Like, you know, I protect him, he likes to be like protected, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. How much time?
3.
Cool. The desperation, unfortunately, does not stop with my family. It also applies to women. I'm very desperate. I'm like, this is not good for your boy. You know what I mean? This is not, it hurts. It hurts how desperate I am. I'm so desperate, like I'm a paragraph texter. It's just, girls get warded off, like it's like the plague. They're like, fuck no, I'm out of here. And so, you know, I struggle with it. And there's this girl the other day, and she was at the gym, and I was like, oh my god, this girl's really pretty, just naturally beautiful, no makeup, baggy clothes. I'm like, this is my girl. And so I don't think she's gonna like me or anything like that, but I go, you know, I try and make things happen. So I go up to the squat right next to her. I'm like, yo, this is like my first time. I've never done this before. Can you like help me? Is this how you put the weights on? And she's like, she's like, we're vibing back and forth, and then she gives me her number. I'm like, oh my god, this I didn't think this would happen, because she's like gorgeous. Like in my mind, I just don't. I feel like when it comes to like beautiful women, I just don't have that much self-worth. I'm like, what do I have to offer? And I know you guys are thinking like, you're a very sexy guy, you're amazing. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. But that's on the outside, you know what I mean? On the inside, I feel very ugly, you know what I mean? I don't have much. What do I have to offer? I'm a stand-up comedian, you know what I mean? I don't have a job right now. Like, it's so on the inside, I don't feel like I have much to offer. And so, you know, I'm very insecure when we go on this date. And she's like, oh my god, next day, let's go on a gym date. I'm like, oh my god, that's an amazing idea. Let's go on a gym date. And then we get to the gym, and she outlifts me. And I'm like, oh my God, this was not a good idea. And but the date's going really well. She's vibing with me, I'm vibing with her. It's like, it's blowing my mind because I didn't know a girl this beautiful could like a guy like me. And so, you know, we're going back and forth, and I'm a really bad flirt. So like, as we're like walking through the gym, like I'm just pushing her into things because that's how I flirt. And she's like digging it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this girl like likes me, and I just can't, like, I'm like, in my mind, I just like, this doesn't make sense. Like, how could she be into me? And she wanted to hang out more. So we go out and we get coffee and we get some food. And I'm like, this is beyond crazy to me. We get back to our place at the apartment. It's where the gym is too. We part ways, and I start doing a Khan Academy lesson. And for this Khan Academy lesson, they have you list all the things that you couldn't do when you're in high school that you can do now. And as I go through this list, I actually start to cry. I'm like, oh my God, like I've grown so much since I was in high school. And I was like just tears come down my face. Again, not the most masculine of men, but I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, I didn't even care that it was in public. And then, you know when the girl of your dreams was, you thought she left, but she went back to the gym for a second workout because the first one wasn't enough? She walks by, and she's like, and you know how you were crying tears of happiness before on the outside? And then now you're crying tears on the inside. You're like, oh my God, this is horrible. Well, she walks by and she's like, oh my God, I'll see you later, bye. I'm like, this is the worst thing in the world. She saw me cry. And then she texts me back later, oh my God, are you okay? Or are you still crying? And I'll leave you guys there. You can find me at Sarush Etadal.
Give it up for Sarush, everybody. And I'm super excited about our headliner for this Femme Fatale night. It is so good to see you again. Byronique Barbie, get up here. You look amazing. I missed you. I love it's good to see you.
Good to see you. It's been too long. What's up, y'all? Hey, out there, TV land. I love that y'all film this shit. I'm going to send it to all the comedy girls. Remember my crew? Yeah. I'm going to send it to all of them. How y'all doing? Y'all good? Yeah. Bobby fucking Peterson. I am so thankful. I was praying to God that you would be here tonight. Because there's some shit we need to address. Let me tell you what. The last time I talked to Bobby, he had invited me, okay, to his house open mic, okay? And see, when you get invited to somebody's house, for whatever reason it may be, it's very personal. That's very personal to invite somebody to your house. I respected that. So I said, I'm going to respectfully show up to the shit, okay? So what had happened was, the flyer said the shit was from like, I think 6 to 9, something like that. You feel me? And the reason I gotta address this is because word out in these raggedy ass LA streets is that Bobby had ran around town telling people that I pimped him out of $10 for gas money. Okay, that's the whole reason. And so, but so we gotta address it. So this is what happened. I pull up to the scene, okay, at about, if it was gonna end at 9, I pulled up maybe like 8:25. You feel me? And when I pull up, I park. You feel me? And I don't just go walk up to nobody's house. You know, I hit him up. I hit his line and slid in the DM and said, you know, what's up? Can I still come in? Is it still popping? Even though I see with my eyes, it's still popping. The fellas is hanging out. They turned out up in the backyard and shit. But I hit him up, and so Bobby tells me, he says, no, I'm sorry you missed it. You're just a little too late. All right? And that immediately, gave me PTSD back to my early 20s when I used to go to the Hollywood clubs on the boulevard, all right, with all my friends, and all them bitches would get in the club, but I couldn't get in because I was the fat bitch in the group, all right? Thanks a lot for that, Bobby. You took me back. and so I'm like, okay, I obviously see this shit still going on, but all right. You don't want me there? It's fine. I'm going to take my ass right back home. So when I get back home, I proceeded to tell Bobby how I felt. You know, I didn't want to, come in there act no fool, you feel me? Because that's what they expect us black bitches to do anyway. So, you know what I mean? I waited till I got home. I let him have the rest of his fun. And then I hit him up. I slid back in the DMs. I said, Bobby, I'm really hurt. I just want you to know I'm hurt. And I feel that I am owed a little respect for showing up to your shit and not getting in the club. You feel me? How you gonna go? You can't even get in, And so I told Bobby, you should not only apologize, but apologize with some money instead of words. You feel me? And so, I was polite. I just said, it was about $10 to get me from good old Hawthorne to Culver City. So, if that's what you could do, that would really, make things right, I feel. You feel me? And Bobby ain't have to do it. I ain't pimp Bobby. I just want the world to know I ain't pimp Bobby. I know $10. Bobby decided to be a gentleman and send me the $10. So let's give it up for Bobby fucking Peterson. But we got to tell the story straight, all right? Bobby Nick like to tell the story straight now. Don't be having me out here getting called no pimp. Women's Month. It is Women's Month, right? It wasn't just a Women's Day. It's the whole month, right? I just want to make sure before I get into that a little bit. Women's Month, I love it. I respect it. But why we don't get shit free this whole month? They don't do shit for us except say Happy Women's Month. You know what I mean? We can't get no free mani, no free petty, no free pussy wax, no free, pads, tampons, Diva Cup, nothing. Yeah. We can't get a small fry at McDonald's for free, nothing. So I just don't understand. You can't, you go to Planned Parenthood, you probably get some shit for free. I just thought about that one. Okay, well. But that's any month of the year, you know what I'm saying? Any day of the week. I did, am I good for 10 or am I doing 5? Yeah, okay. Just want to make sure. So, once again, my name is Byronique Barbie. Woo! And no matter what people like to say about my voice, my pronouns are she, her, and bad bitch, all right? And I can assure you all that this right here is not a man-made pussy. This is a God-given pussy, honey. God-given, all right? The Lord giveth and the Lord take it away. Let me check my Palm Pilot because I want to make sure I say this right, because this next topic, a lot of people be scared to talk about this kind of shit. And, the room get all tight, tight assholes tightened up. But, look, it's a free world, freedom of speech. You understand what I'm saying? This is what I wanted to say. I'm going to say it, okay? I love my gays. I do. I'm going to start with that. I'm going to lead with that. I love my gays, all right? And I can talk about them because my best friend is a Chinese gay man, okay? Yay is, the right Skittles, all right? So I can talk about this, you feel me? That's how white folks like to say when they got that one black friend so they can think they can say nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to use that card, all right? Take a page out of their book. Trans women are making it very, very hard in the dating world for cis bitches like myself, all right, that may have a little more testosterone flowing through them. You understand what I'm saying? A little more bass in their voice, maybe broader shoulders, all right? Maybe a stronger jawline. You understand what I'm saying? And I love the trans. You do what you do, baby, but I have to address, it's making it hard. Last year alone, I was asked 3 times on dates if I was born with a dick. Oh. Yes, because of my voice. And the other one said my shoulders. Yes, he thinks I'm built like a linebacker, huh? I don't bend your ass over. No, we can find out. No, but it's crazy. As if dating isn't hard enough, you feel me? In LA, this has just added one more thing to it. You know what I mean? And then I always thought about this when it comes to this is a big topic, and people get, it's always a crazy response when I talk about this. I feel that if a trans woman has invested in herself and she has went all the fucking way, I'm talking about all the way, and y'all know what I mean when I say all the way. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Hack it. You know what I'm saying? Hack it. Cut the dick completely off, all right? If the dick is gone, if it's no longer there and it's been turned into a man-made pussy, I feel that that woman should not have to reveal to that man on a date that she was born with a dick. See, everybody gets quiet. Nobody wants to talk about this. Men usually are the ones that are outraged with that. They're outraged. They're fucking outraged. But the thing is, men would never know. To you men, a hole is a fucking hole. You fucking stick it in anything. You know what I'm talking about? And the thing is, you couldn't tell. They did this on a show way back in the day called Nip Tuck. You know, a hole is a hole. You get what I'm saying? They can't fucking tell. The only way I feel like a man would be able to tell if a woman is not she got a man-made pussy and not a God-given pussy, is when it comes down to having kids. But ain't nobody fucking having kids no more anyway. So what you gotta tell them? You know what I mean? They would never know. All you got to do, trans sisters out there listening, all you got to do is buy you a box of tampons from the Costco, get the biggest one they got, and just have that in the bathroom when your niggas start living with you or whatever. And just throw give them a few away every month, put them in your purse, take them to work, do something with him. He would never fucking know. He would never know. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like you shouldn't have to disclose that. If you've put in the work, and if you still got a dick between your legs, something need to be done or something need to be said. You understand what I'm saying? But if the dick is gone and you've done all this work to change your voice, have your Adam's apple shaved off, I just feel that is investment. Like nobody, that's a business, baby. That woman is standing on business. You understand? Like nobody else. And it's nobody else's business what she had to do and go through and all that to get to where she is. So why does she have to disclose that? You understand what I'm saying? And there's another thing. For all them niggas that ask me if I was born with a dick between my legs, I wish I was. You understand what I'm saying? Because y'all got it better, and that's all it is to it. Ain't nobody gonna argue that shit. Y'all got it better in the world. And I'm gonna tell you this, if you on a date with anybody and you feel you need to ask, this for women too, if you feel like you on a date with a man that was probably has a pussy, you could just ask. I mean, well, if you feel that you need to ask, I feel like just get up and leave. Just get up and leave. Like rightfully so. Because once you ask, and if that either way it go, either way it go, if they are or if they ain't, you done fuck your chances up against some pussy or some dick or some ass or some man-made God-given, whatever. You're not gonna get it at this point. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So if you feel the need to ask, just say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye to her or him or she or they or everybody. All right, y'all? Thank y'all for listening. IG at The First Barbie. THE1ST Barbie. Yay!
All right.
Thank y'all.
Give it up for Barbie Barbie, everybody. Barbie. That was a great Wacky Wednesday. Hopefully see all of you Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're right here. Give it up for Jason. Sunda, we love you. New Jersey, LA, out. Sam,
Thank you, Sam.
out.
Thank you, everybody.
Love you guys.
You're so generous.